Welcome back to the Femme podcast
with your hosts, Rami and Alicia,
where we talk all things fitness, mindset, and everything in between
to help you become your most fierce and femme selves. Welcome back to another episode, and ladies, we are going to talk all things confidence. And we're just going to give a little shout out to ourselves because we are in our most confident We're in outfits that make us feel super confident, and brown is the theme.
It is.
It's giving.
I am, on such a side note, loving brown recently.
Yeah, it's so
because
good.
It's not as harsh as black, but it still looks like professional, nice
especially
vibes.
when you're tan as well.
Yeah, which we're both very lucky to be nice and tan.
So there's your first tip already. Wear outfits that make you feel extra sexy and confident.
Literally. That is honestly what I say to people all the time is like, how you feel when you're in an outfit that is maybe comfortable and cozy is a whole lot of a different vibe to the energy you exude when you're in a hot boss bitch outfit that makes you feel good. And I think the biggest thing is for everyone that's going to look so different, because for someone what might make them feel confident, I might look at that and go, I wouldn't feel confident wearing that. So embody yourself. But that wasn't even a tip, but you know what? Get a little bonus one from us. I think the first thing to confidence is it is built with competence. So confidence is one of those things that it is about getting in the reps and the sets, just like you would at the gym, in doing the things that you're maybe right now not confident in doing. For example, I had an attendee at retreat who public speaking is something that she's feeling quite nervous about, and that in a job that she wants to go into, she's going to have to do that. I said, instead of going from 0 to eventually it'll be 30 people she'll have to speak in front of doing like a group fitness job, I was like, don't go right there. That's fucking terrifying. Start by taking 2 of your friends through a workout. That's public speaking. Then take 5 people through a workout and you get more comfortable with that, because no fucking shit. If you haven't talked in front of people before, I can tell you how daunting it is. I teach Pilates all the time. There are still times I walk into a room with 30, sometimes 40 people, and when everyone's eyes are right on you, that's 80 fucking eyeballs that are glued to you, watching every little move you're doing, it's fucking terrifying, right? So it's one of those things that we don't have to go 0 to 100. Slowly build it up and build that confidence through doing what you need to do.
And in order for you to build confidence, you kind of have to face your fears. And I know that sounds so frustrating and annoying because it's like, I want to be this confident baddie and all this, but it's like that comes with facing fear of judgment, fear of failure, maybe shame or embarrassment and things like that. But you can't you can't avoid those things and then build confidence. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. For us specifically, like you said, you run Pilates sessions, you have to speak in front of people. That's really scary. But the more that you do that, the more confident you become. For me personally, it's like posting on social media. Post every single day. The more that I do that, the easier it becomes. Even though, there might be backlash and judgment and all those sorts of stuff. I've spent enough years building the confidence so that the fear of judgment doesn't get to me anymore. But you kind of have to go through that. You have to go through those motions, the trenches, the hardships to become confident. I think a lot of women, they look up to really confident women and then forget how hard it is to actually get there. Even for us, like the first time we ever came to the studio, even every now and then we're like, oh my God, we're a little bit nervous, like what's going to be like? But equally, we build confidence by doing the scary thing. And I think that's what really needs to be understood. You want to build confidence, you got to face your fears.
And on that is exposure therapy. This is literally anytime someone asks me is like, sorry, you're not going to want to hear this, but the only way you're actually going to do it is by doing it. We can sit there and we can hope all day long that I really want to be confident one day, or really wish that I was confident enough to do what this person is doing, or I wish I could do that. Who's saying that you can't do it? You can do it. It just may feel a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Again, we've got those fears that are currently holding you back, but sort of back to what I said at the start is start small with the exposure therapy. Like we don't have to go 0 to 100, and start doing little things, whereas it is like wearing an outfit that you feel a little bit more hot in, and that makes you feel a little bit more confident, but it also feels a little bit uncomfortable. Or, I always say to people like dancing on tables, or like, there's not many situations where you can maybe do that, but
not in this day and age.
It's the small things that what I always envision is, if you were sitting at say I'm like full envisioning like a movie scene here, but this is the best way I can explain it. If you're sitting down and there's someone playing music and you're sitting there thinking, I really want to get up and dance, just get up and dance.
Just do it.
Like actually just do the things that you're wanting to do instead of sitting there and thinking, oh no, I couldn't do that, because the people that are doing that are no different to you. They're just deciding to do it anyways. And the people that are these confident people that you look up to, and honestly what inspired this episode was one of my retreat attendees said that she looks up to Rami and I for being confident. And for a second that actually took me back, because I was like, fuck, the fact that someone's looking up to me in that way is really cool, because I don't feel it all the time. Like I can say that hand on heart, if you look up to either of us, think we're confident people, I would say I'm a confident person, but there are also still moments where I'm like, this feels really like scary for me. This feels out of my comfort zone. And you just got to almost be like, I'm going to embody it. And I think, what is something Sarah's Day always says, act confident and no one will question you. Because it's one of those things that I explained this before, is that people don't know what's going on inside here. So if you're embodying this confident person who's doing all the things, no one maybe knows that inside you're not feeling that way. It's just in your actions and what you do.
Confidence is a choice.
I love that.
You just choose it. And the amount of times people say, I want to be confident, I want to be this, you then put yourself in lack and then you put it so far away from you that you're chasing it. And I always ask this question to my clients, but have you been confident before? Or when have you been confident before? Because you sure as hell have been. Going to school the first time, driving a car for the first time, going on a date for the first time. You needed confidence. And I think that when people want to go do something new, for some reason they go, oh my God, this is so scary, I can't do it. But you can rely on your own evidence. Ask yourself, when have I felt confident before? What did that feel like? What did I tell myself to get myself through that moment? And you just do it again, because your brain stores the evidence. Your brain, just imagine there's cabinet files in there. Pick the one that says confidence, grab out the memory, and then embody the emotion. You don't need to wait to feel confident. You can find it and you can feel it. And like Alicia said, you just embody it so that you can go and do the thing. That's how it works. You don't wait or chase. You just do it.
Yeah. And fake it till you make it. Like I said before, if you're not feeling it, no one knows that.
Literally.
Like I think we think that people pay so much more attention to us than they do. Kindly, no one gives a fuck.
They do not care.
Everyone is so much more consumed thinking that exact same thing in themselves, thinking, oh my God, all of these people around me are thinking X, Y, Z. But the person right next to you is going, all these people around me are thinking X, Y, Z. And then so is the other person next to you. It's like, so none of you are actually thinking about each other, because you're all so stressed about what everyone else is thinking about you. So a lot of the time, no one's actually caring as much as you think they are.
I know. I say this to my clients. I'm like, politely, you're not that special.
No.
And I say that with love, because it allows you to just go and do the thing.
Yeah.
Stop stressing.
And no one's probably going to remember it.
No.
Of if it is a tiny moment in time and you do something and say it doesn't go the way you planned or whatever, people move on with their day in their life and they probably have more important things to worry about as well. So I think something as well, there's a podcast that I love called The Girls' Bathroom, and they recently did a live tour. One day we'll be doing that. But they were really nervous about, it's so different, even us talking in a podcast right now, to think about how many people actually listen to this, because we're not talking with you guys in the room. Like you would probably fill the room, but we're talking just to one another, right? So when they were going on stage, they had it was a stage coach or a stage presence coach or something. And she just said, when you're going on stage, confidence level 10. Like, I want you to always think in your head, confidence level 10. So they would go on and they're just like, confidence level 10, and you just get to choose. And the way they did that, I should add a bit more context to it, is she did a workshop with them and she was like, if you were confidence level 0, what would you physically look like? And they started to shrink a little bit more and like look around, look at their feet. If you were confidence level 5, maybe you're sitting up a little bit taller, you're speaking a little bit clearer, more loudly, all those things. If you were confidence level 10, how are you moving your body? How are you feeling? All those sorts of things. So I really loved that way of thinking about it as well.
Visualizations are chef's kiss. Yeah. So underrated. What I wanted to suggest next is just like being cautious of your language. And instead of saying things like, I want to be confident, say to yourself, I'm building confidence. And that just shifts the energy entirely, because I'm so big in ensuring that you don't sit in a life of lack and chasing. And even though you might not feel like you're at level 10, but just saying something as simple as, I'm building it. I naturally, even right now, me saying, I want to be confident, instantly I'm like, oh my God, low energy. I feel like shit. I must not be confident. How embarrassing. What are people thinking of me? The negative thought loop versus I'm building my confidence. And then that increases the positive thought loop of, oh yeah, where am I building it? How can I build it more? And that's what we want for you guys, that expansion. And it really does start with your language. And this is where NLP really changed my life and the way that I speak, because the way that you think changes the way that you speak, and that changes your actions, your thoughts, your behaviors, your emotions. And that's what's going to give you that confidence, just by changing your language. So that's just one small thing that you can start with.
Yeah. And I think on that point is something to remember is that it is actually something you do have to build. It is not that there are people out there, like we've recently had some incredible guests on our podcast, that you look at and go, oh, they must have just been born with it.
You are not born with anything. No skill.
Nothing.
Just, that's it. No skills.
But you do have to, like you said, something that's that you choose to create it. And you can either, I will tell you right now, say, like Rami said, you want to be a confident person. You do nothing about it, you're never going to be a confident person. Or you can choose to actually start putting in the reps. And I sort of want to circle back to what we said just at the start, is that I do really believe how you dress and how you present yourself makes such a big difference as well. Because even small things of being someone who works from home, has to film reels, social media, all those sorts of things, I know that I'm going to be so much more likely to film, to be on camera, to make content when I'm feeling and looking great. Because I'm feeling myself, I'm looking good, I'm like, fuck yes, I want to create, I want to be seen. And I also feel like you're so much more likely to hide away when you don't feel confident in your outfit. Whether it's little things like you feel like you want to cover up, or you don't feel that you can fully sit up tall and embrace and everything. So I would actually say start actually putting effort into your appearance, because I know on my tired days sometimes I'm like, don't want to fucking do my makeup or anything. And everyone has their own opinions, right? But I'm such a big believer that in doing that, it can really actually change and shift how you feel, how you act in the day, whether it's in small conversations and small moments throughout the day, by just actually what you wear and how you look and how you present.
Yeah, I really want to touch on the clothing thing, because my personal journey is that my older sister is a lot more slimmer than me, and she always has been. And I would always try to match the clothes that she was wearing, and it would never suit me. So I built this lifestyle of creating shame and judgment and hating my body, instead of just finding clothes that suited my body type. And especially now being 30, I love getting curious with different styles of clothing, different colors. And that's what I want to invite you girls to do. Instead of sticking to this one thing and then you notice it doesn't suit you, so then you shame yourself and you hate your body and you go down this negative spiral, go find something that actually suits your body type, because we're all so different. Something that you might wear would not look good on me, but that doesn't mean I have a bad body or I'm ugly or I'm embarrassing. It's just my body type does not suit that, and vice versa. And that's okay. That's why there's millions of stores and millions of outfit options. It's like, go have fun with it. Like go, you don't even need to buy any outfits, but go to a shopping center, try on clothes for fun. Like last year I hired a stylist online, and it was the best thing I ever did. She put a catalog together for me, and it was super cheap. She looked through my wardrobe online, because I was like, can you help me put these together? Because I was a shift worker wearing uniform all the time. I was never really wearing nice clothes. So it forced me to have to go shopping and buy clothes. And that's when I was like, fuck, I don't know what suits me. So outsource support if you're in that stage of like, I don't know what I like. That's why those people exist as well.
That's definitely something I want to play around with.
It's so fun.
Yeah, because I think the same thing is I live in activewear, because so much of my job, honestly, apart from coming to the podcast studio, there's not really places where I do dress up more and everything. And I think that's also a comfort. I feel really confident in activewear, that if you actually put me in normal clothes, a lot of the time I don't feel as confident, because I don't know as well what suits my body. And that is something that I want to learn more about, because I don't just want to have to wear tight activewear all the time to feel really confident. So I think having fun with it, playing around with different things. And there's even so many free resources on TikTok and stuff that
literally,
if you have a pear-shaped body or an hourglass or whatever, then do this, do that. So that's something I myself want to educate myself with. But do you have any more tips that you want to add on?
No, I think that's perfect.
Amazing. Short, sweet, sexy. But I think like the main point that I would love to leave you girls with is just actually start building it, because you can ask all the questions and all the people that you look up to. And I built it. Someone who, like, something that I don't share much of is who had experienced such strong social anxiety that the only thing that changed was working on my beliefs around it. Like, no one's actually fucking paying attention to you. Speaking up more in social situations, realizing I'm not actually going to die in it. And like, there are still parts of me to this day that will get that feeling of, oh, this is uncomfortable. But I've built it and I've worked on it and it's gotten better over time. So it's not a switch that you flick on and off and one day you've got it, one day you don't. Like, we've just actually got to build the reps in it. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for listening, girls. And we hope you enjoyed that.
Yay. Thanks, Queens. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening.
If you're on Spotify, don't forget to give us a follow and rate us 5 stars.
And if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment down below.
We'll be back in your ears next week. Bye.